Hello, everyone. Yes, you are welcome to today's live session. So, guys, like you can already see on the screen, we have this topic to discuss today. U.S. court set August 23rd deadline for Tinubu to justify why Chicago University record should not be released to Atiku Abubakar. So, guys, we all know that Atiku Abubakar has gone to the United States requesting that they should release the academic records of our president because it is now noted that people do not really know where he schooled. I mean, his primary school, his secondary school, because all these have been removed from his record. So because of all these doubts, Atiku has taken a very bold step in going to the United States, requesting that they should give him this record. But initially they didn't, but I think his lawyer had to argue his case out. So the US is now considering releasing those documents. But as usual, our president, Tinubu, has taken a very smart move in telling the United States not to release his information, I mean the academic record, to Atiku Abubakar. But the court is saying that they will. So currently, they've given him until this date, like you can see here, until the 23rd of August, to give valid reason or reasons as to why he doesn't want them to release this record. So, guys, this is one of the things that we are saying, that if you want to hold a public office, you should be ready to face all that comes with it, because a lot comes with it. You can't be hiding anything. Once you come out and you say you want to run for a political post, you've become a public figure. So you should be able to give the public whatever they ask from you. Like we all know, Peter Obi will always say that the road that you take to become an excellency should equally be excellent. So Nigerians have been like saying, what is he hiding? Why is he not allowing the school to release this academic record? Because Nigerians do not know where he went for primary school, secondary school. So Atiku Abubakar is saying that if he's able to get this information, he's going to show everything, as in every record that Nigerians want to know about our president, as regards to his age, his schools, and also the information he submitted to the Chicago University before his admission, and also what he got after he finished schooling there. So these are some of the things that Atiku Abubakar is asking the US to do. And as it stands, the US has already taken that, that position to release this document. But our president does not want it to happen. So he has also asked the court not to release his academic record. But like we can see, the judge is giving him until the 23rd of August to release, for him to give them reasons as to why he does not want them to give Atiku what he's asking for. So, Gloria, I don't know, just share your thought with this, because we also have another backup information as regards to this before we dive to that.
Okay, thank you very much. For me, this is actually a bold step that Atiku is taking that is going to help this ongoing presidential election petition tribunal. Because if someone, like you just pointed at what Peter Obi said, for you to become an excellency, the road through which you get to that place must also be excellent. If you have this certificate, if there's nothing you are trying to hide, why will you go ahead to tell the US court to not issue this document to Atiku? So that means there's something to hide. And I actually love this response from the US court, telling him that he has to tell them the reason why they should not release the documents. And they gave him from now to 23rd of August. I believe that.
Yes, we all know that the
And
US is sorry, it's like your internet is breaking.
yes, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Like from what they just said now, they have given him from now to the to August 23rd for him to actually tell them the reason why he does not want this document to be released. And I'm beginning to wonder what him and his legal counsel are going to write. Is it that they don't want it to be shown to the public, or I'm wondering what they're going to say. But at the end of the day, I know that for me this is going to yield
Another glitch. Yes. So, guys, should the US release this information, I think it's also going to be a win-win for Mr. Peter Obi, because we all know that this information are very, very important. As in, they are very important because if they are released, we are going to be comparing them with what INEC got from our president, what is submitted. And for you to lie, especially when filling the form under oath, that one is another crime on its own. So these are some of the things they don't really want the public to know. But for me, I think his disqualification is already made simple. As in, there are so many things, there are so many points that are there for our judiciary to like disqualify our sitting president. Because with this kind of information that is hiding from the public, don't forget I told you people that as it stands now, he has removed his primary school and his secondary school record, from the information that he submitted during his contestation for governorship in 1999. So that's what we got from this website. So people do not really have that information. And this is one of the reasons why Atiku took this bold step, that you can't just keep us in the dark. We want to know where you attended your primary school. We want to know where you attended your secondary school. We want to have valid information, as in we want to know you better. And also, now that he is the sitting president of Nigeria, you can't just, keep Nigerians in the dark. We want to know. So Atiku really took a very, bold step going to the United States and asking for this information. So guys, in addition to this, it also came as a shock to know that our president himself has equally taken another smart move. Like you can see on the screen here, it says that Tinubu sends APC lawyer Afolabi to defend him against Atiku in Chicago records case. So somebody is already in the US to defend him, to ensure that the court does not release this information, because the court has to mandate Chicago University to release this document. So the question remains, if you know everything you submitted to INEC is genuine, why hide them from the public? If you want to become our president, Nigerians will want to trace you, trace your roots, know you, back and front, in and out. Everybody will want to know you. And once you position yourself for a seat like the president or like that of the presidency, every eye will be on you. People want to know everything about you. So telling the United States not to release your information is also like sending a signal to people, to Nigerians, and even to the entire world that you've got something to hide. Why hide your information when you want to become a public figure? So that is where the question is. I'm going to be going through this slide while Gloria helps to read it out so that you will get to know some of the information we are, get to understand it better.
okay. Should I go ahead and read now?
Yeah, you can continue.
President Bola Tinubu has sent Oluwole Afolabi, a lawyer of All Progressive Congress, who enunciated Adams Oshiomhole with legal battles leading to his removal as party chairman in 2020, to the US to defend him in the Chicago University record case, in which his principal opponent, Atiku Abubakar, is seeking a subpoena for the institution to release his school records. Documents seen by People Gazette showed Mr. Afolabi on August 14 filed a motion at the United States District Court for the Northern District of Lagos to appear for Mr. Tinubu pro hac vice, a judicial process that allows a lawyer not admitted to practice in a jurisdiction to appear for a client in a particular case in that jurisdiction.
Yes, so guys, I think Gloria is still having a glitch here, but this is all what we have as regards to this. Yes, you can see that they've also taken this step just to ensure that this record is not released to Atiku Abubakar. But for Atiku Abubakar to have made success to this point, I think there won't be any going back. As in, there won't be any going back. So it means that these records will likely be released to Atiku Abubakar, and with that, he can make his points more valid. And the summary of this, like we've always said on this platform, that Atiku Abubakar, directly or indirectly, is helping Mr. Peter Obi's victory, because we know that Peter Obi won this election. He won this election because he has proven it in the court. He has provided enough evidence, that his votes were stolen. So much of his votes were stolen. We know the account of what happened in Rivers State. We also saw the 18,000 plus blood documents that were uploaded on the IREV. These were places that Peter Obi had strongholds. I mean, areas that Peter Obi won with, very large margin. But because they were like, we are smart, we can steal from him and blur everything. So they didn't know that, well, as in Peter Obi was going to be going this far. Like he told Nigerians that he won the election and he's going to prove it. And we saw what happened in the court. Peter Obi's legal team did a very good job. Don't forget that he also brought in the analysis that was done by the professor of mathematics. This man went so deep to analyze Mr. Peter Obi's documents. He was even the one that busted these 18,000 plus blood documents. Some of them were blank, as in blank sheets were uploaded. Don't forget that at the time they were even saying there are all sort of, documents on the IREV. These are things that they aggregated in announcing or declaring our current president to have won this election. So, and from the look of things, if our judges are going to be fair to the Nigerian people, honestly, there is no way Peter Obi will not emerge as winner of this election. We also what happened in Rivers State. Honestly, the votes for Mr. Peter Obi that was stolen in Rivers State alone, we are not even talking of that of Lagos. We saw what happened in Lagos. Even the PDP themselves came out to say that actually the Labour Party's votes were stolen in Lagos. So it is very, very clear that Peter Obi is already on his path to victory. And no matter what we are seeing today, we know that ministers have been nominated, they've been given portfolios and all that. But I tell you, it is just on a temporal note, because Peter Obi has proven to the judiciary, proven to our judges, giving them enough evidence, called enough witnesses who testified and gave, solid testimonies as to why Peter Obi should be declared the president of Nigeria. So all these things are before the court, and we are just hoping that the judiciary is going to do the needful. Like we know, obedience have been saying it everywhere, that all eyes are on the judiciary. All we need from them is just justice and nothing but justice. That's what Nigerians are asking for. So, Gloria, I don't know your closing thoughts as regards to this move that we've just talked about now, that Tinubu has sent his lawyer to defend him against Atiku Abubakar.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm sorry that my network has been misbehaving. Concerning this, what I just know is that if you don't have anything you are hiding, there's no need of sending defense, there's no need of trying to cover up the whole issue. It's just so obvious that there's something he is hiding. And that's why this case is actually should be followed to the end. And it's actually a good one for Atiku to be pursuing this case now, because we really need this to expose the fact that truly his certificates were forged, just like we have in the ongoing election petition tribunal. So I believe that at the end of the day, we are going to get to the root of this matter. Sending your lawyer to the US to stand for you is just showing clearly to Nigerians and to everyone that there is something you are hiding indeed. Why not give them the go ahead? Release it. I'm actually clean. Release it. They will see that I went to this and that school. But no, you're still trying to bottle it up. You're still trying to cover it up. And I believe that the US, they are going to do the right thing too. They are going to actually give the documents to Atiku, and then we're going to see that which he is trying to hide. That's just what I have to say about it.
Yes. So, guys, we have other slides that we want to share with you guys with as regards to what's happening in our political space. So, like we all know that the federal government has announced to give palliative to states so that the states will be able to share it to the people in their various states. But you can see that Barrister Effiong has come out to say that this money will be stolen by governors. So we have a system that has too many loopholes, as in you can't track some of these funds. We saw what happened during the time of Buhari, the humanitarian affair minister. She will always come up to be handing out cash. And till today, the Tinubu's administration is saying that they met a mess. That's APC saying that they met a, a very big mess. You know, when they took over from APC and they are saying that they met a mess. So I don't even know who to blame. As in, when looking at what is happening in Nigeria, sometimes sounds so funny. Mr. Peter Obi said during his campaign that he is not coming to blame anybody because he saw the mess and he has come out, he has put himself forward to fix that mess. So when he takes over, he's not going to start blaming somebody. It was the PDP, it was the APC. He will tell himself, yes, it's because of the mess I saw that made me to take the move to come and fix it. But we have seen that this administration is already blaming the administration that just existed. That's the Buhari's administration, that they made a big mess. So we've all seen now they've announced this palliative. We've been waiting for it. They've announced it now, but you can see what Barrister Effiong is saying, that they will just end up stealing it because we don't have a system in place that tracks some of these things. You borrow money, some of this money are borrowed, you know, they borrow it, they just throw it out there. Some politicians will just hoard it for themselves while the people keep going hungry. So this is one of the things that we are seeing in Nigeria. This also is coming from, like we all know that the billboards for the all eyes on the judiciary has been removed. But you know, online obedience are not keeping quiet. The thing is very, very hot, as in they are giving their signal, you know, sending it to the CJN and even to our judges, because the CJN is going to see to the judges that will take on the appeal court case. Because know how this case is not going to end at the tribunal. We'll be going over to the Supreme Court. And when we get there, the CJN will be the one to nominate the judges that will see to this case. He will be the one to appoint them. So, unlike Dr. Tao told us last time, that the Minister for Justice, who is now Fabemi, he will be the one to decide. He has so much influence, you know, and he is going to be in close contact with the CJN. So these two persons are going to decide on who becomes part of the panel that is going to see to the Supreme Court's ruling, because that's where the final ruling is going to take place. Honestly, these things are not really looking good. Let's be sincere.
Yeah.
It's not really looking good, as in fact, with me being the Minister for Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation. And here is our CJN, who we know sometimes he can appear to be partisan. We all know when he went to Rivers State and said he's happy that Makinde, who is his governor, is part of the G5. Honestly, this is not supposed to have come out from his mouth. But you know, We are in Nigeria, anything goes. So somehow people are like, he's partisan, he's supposed to be neutral, but he's not, and all that. So you can imagine him working in close relationship with SAN Fagbemi, who is the lead counsel for Tinubu slash the APC. So somehow it takes God's grace. Nigerians, let's be sincere, it will take God's grace, God's intervention for these judges to rule, as in to dispense justice, for them to declare. They will know that Peter Obi won this election, but in one way or the other, they want that influence is there, you know. And don't forget that it's like the judges who are at the election tribunal, they are under the CJN. They are also going to be, they are equally under the Minister of Justice, who is Fagbemi. So you can see that the influence is really going to be there. We just need God's divine intervention for these judges to stand up and say, no, I want to really dispense justice. We saw what happened in Kano State. A judge said she was being bribed. She refused and rejected this bribe, you know, because her conscience couldn't allow her. That's what we want to see in all these our judges. Let it get to the point that God will touch them, that they will not want to play with the future of the Nigerian youths, because we are more at risk of what is happening in Nigeria. These are old politicians. Some of them, their children are not in Nigeria. They are even grandfathers, you know. They don't even want to know or want to care about what is happening. Their children are not in Nigeria. They are not facing what other people are facing. So everything is going to hurt the youths the more. And that's why they are not taking any chance at this time. They are really crying out that the judiciary must do the needful. And that is just what we want at this time.
Mm.
So, guys, this one equally came as a shock. Gloria, I don't know what you have to say about this image.
I also saw it on the internet that Naira Marley, who we all know that he's actually popularly known for what he does, and he's not hiding it. The fact that he takes drug, he smokes and everything, and then now he's now an A. So it's
Yes,
actually it's funny. It's funny because if we want to give people recognition, it should be people who merit it. I know he's a celebrity, but what you people are preaching is not what he's practicing. And then you are bringing him in to actually be an ambassador for what? The fact that he's encouraging smoking, or he wants to tell the people to actually quit the smoking that he's into. Except he has stopped and we are not aware of. But the thing we know is that he's still into it. So I don't know why the NDLEA had to pick of all the youths in Nigeria hustling and struggling, at least who merit this position. They just went ahead to pick Naira Marley. That's in every sector in Nigeria. We just keep seeing this, that most of them they're just trying to, let me just trying to protect themselves to an extent. Because if you say, okay, we want to get a face for NDLEA, we want someone who will talk to the young people to quit this thing they are doing, you won't bring somebody who is like them, who has not stopped. At least you bring someone, or if you want to bring at least someone who has done it before but is already clean, or someone who has never done it again before, who will tell them that this thing is wrong, this and this is actually what you endanger yourself if you go into hard drug smoking and all of that. But no, they went there to bring somebody because he's a celebrity. For crying out loud, this is not helping Nigeria. It's not even
it's
helping the
not.
youth at all. I know they want to say he's a young person. Yes, he's a young person, but what he is practicing is not what NDLEA is preaching. It's not what they're supposed to show to Nigerians. Sincerely.
Yes, you can see that this government does not even pay attention to character, as in they are not like trying to tell Nigerians the need for change of character. I know that the Senate president made mention of something as regards to that, but you know, people were like, he himself, he has some things hanging around him, you know, that he's in the bad book of the EFCC and all that. So when he's talking about character, we want our leaders to really show the example So I don't really think, I know they are trying to pay him back because he helped them during campaign. I know he featured during some of their campaign, like that of Lagos State. He was there. He showed their support. What's his name again?
Yeah, Mali.
Naira Marley, yeah. He showed his support for the current administration. So possibly they want to pay him back. But I don't think this is the right way to have paid him back. And I just pray that they will get to realize that they didn't do well as regards to this. They didn't, honestly. Because I don't know what kind of signal this will be sending to other youths who have equally found themselves in this kind of situation and they are trying to come out. There are people that are into all this drug of a thing, but they are looking for a way out. So if they should see an image like this, it means that one day they might even be promoted doing the wrong thing. So that's
Yeah.
just the signal. But honestly, we just need the right people in places of power so that they can help the youths to get better. So guys, this one looks funny. For me, I don't know how you see it, but for me, it looks funny. Festus Kayamo is saying that long walk to piloting Nigeria's aviation and aerospace sector into greatness. So people have been saying that he didn't manage the portfolio that was given to him by the Buhari's administration very well. He was the minister for state for employment and all that. He didn't do well. There was a lot of increment in unemployment. He could not rescue the situation, and we all saw what he went through during screening. People were like, you should come and account for this amount and all that. Now they've even given him a ministry that he doesn't know anything about. He's a lawyer, he's a son. But him coming into this space, we just hope that these people are not just after their own personal interest. Okay, you helped us to win election. Let's just pay you back. Whether you know the job or not, we want to pay you back. This is what we see in our political space. And like we always use Peter Obi to make comparison. Honestly, Peter Obi did not hire people from his among his kinsmen, from his kindred or his village. He went for people he knew could work with him and give him the results that he wanted. That's Mr. Peter Obi for you. One of his commissioners, the commissioner for health during his time, he went to a hospital there in Onitsha when there was strike and met this man working, and he just told him to come and see him. That was how he promoted him. Somebody he never knew from Adam. And that's just it. When you see people who are ready to work and do the services very well, you take people like that. So many people have argued. Have you seen the Minister for Youth? He was on Twitter. People posted him, an old man, and you handed over the Ministry of Youth in his hand. People were like commenting, as in saying all sorts of things. They just want to pay them for helping them to win election, meaning that
Yeah.
it does not even concern them whether Nigeria is progressing or not. Honestly, these are some of the things that Mr. Peter Obi is talking about, that he's coming to dismantle the structure of criminality. We can't just be servicing our politicians. Okay, this is the Minister of Youth. Nigerians, behold your Minister of Youth. Look at him. When we have young people within Nigeria and even outside of Nigeria, we have people that can manage this position, very well, inspire the youth. Inspire the youth. I don't even know how they choose these people that they fixed in these ministries. I don't know the condition, the criteria that they looked at before they finally came up with this list. Honestly, Gloria, please just share your
And
thought
this
and
their
let's
position
continue.
is actually meant to be at least. Yes, this their position is actually meant to be that you bring capable hands and you give them ministries that you know that they can head, ministries that you know that they have capacity to handle. But that's not what we are seeing in this administration. They're just bringing them to new environment, something they have never done before, something that is not related to what we've seen them do before. It's not as though they have track record, like we said yesterday. If they have gotten track record in this area and you know that, oh, in this particular area, we know that Festus Keyamo, he's good when it comes to aviation. He did it in his state and all of that. You know that this person already have track record. But this one, people that don't have track record, even in previous ministries they have headed or in previous positions they have handled, we are bringing them to take on new challenges that we know obviously they cannot do well in it. And then for this minister of youth, I don't know how. And he does not even understand what Nigerian youths are saying. He does not understand what Nigerian youths need at this point in time. There's nothing they want to say. He's not a youth. He's not a young person. And at least if you want to say, okay, he should be from 18 to 45 at least. But this man is above 45. So what will he be doing for Nigerian youth? How will you help to represent Nigerian youth, so at least Nigerian youth will get that which they need to get from this administration if the administration continues. So I believe that this administration, like we usually say, they don't really want to listen to Nigeria. Just take for example the case of Fabemi, when he was actually nominated and then his name came out. Everywhere Nigerians were already talking. How will you bring somebody who is fighting for you in court? Why will you want to make him to be the Minister of Justice? They blocked their ear and they went ahead to make him the Minister of Justice. So even this one now, we are already seeing it that this man, he is old. This man will not be able to pilot the affairs of the youth. But Nigerians can talk from now to tomorrow. This administration is not even ready. They are not ready. They are not willing to listen. We also saw what they did. The senators were screening these people, and then we saw that some of them had issues. It was only few of them that they dropped. The remaining of them with their issues, they continued, and now they are ministers. So what they are just doing is anything they have in mind. People they have already planned that these people are going to compensate them with this, they're going to compensate them with that. At the end of the day, those people will still come out and get that position, whether Nigerians like it or not. And they are saying it to our face. We don't care what people are saying. You go on Twitter, you cry, you shout, you go on any platform you want to go on, talk and do anything you want to do. What we know is that what we have at heart, that's what we are going to do. But we believe that it's going to come to an end soon. That's why we keep calling on the judiciary to do the right thing so that them too they will be proud at the end of the day. Their families too will be proud of them that it was my dad when it was this, when it was that, that fought to ensure that we regain democracy in Nigeria. Because with the way things are going, sincerely, we don't have the government of the people. What we just have is that they're just lording over us because Nigerians don't even have a say. As the way with the way this administration is going, we don't really have a say, and it's really bad.
Yes. So honestly, our judges do not even know the way Nigerians are going to celebrate them, if
Yeah,
they should dispense justice, as in the prestige they are going to gain within Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, on the international space, they are going to, be well recognized. And I tell you, it will be a plus for Nigeria because people will tend to know that, oh, does it mean that Nigeria even has a very strong judicial system? People will tend to trust us. Honestly, they will make the international community to trust us again. That means that Nigeria's salvation is hanging on our judiciary, on our judges. If they should just uphold justice, dispense justice and uphold it, honestly, it's just going to transform the image of Nigeria. It will just be another rebranding for Nigeria, honestly, because people will now have this confidence. And most people that want to come to Nigeria to even invest, one of the things that people fear is our judicial system. Because you take your case to the court, you can bribe the judges, you can bribe the lawyers, you can bribe people to you know, defeat your opponent when you know that you are to be defeated. So these are some of the things that make people to be afraid of coming to Nigeria to invest because they are not sure of what they are going to meet on ground. But if our judiciary will use this opportunity to send a very strong signal to everybody, to the international community, that Nigeria is really a country to be trusted, honestly, we can start building a new country altogether. I think that's just what I have to say. So our prayers will be that God should just give our lawyers that courage, that boldness. Let the pressure, because no doubt they are being pressured, let them not look at that pressure, and let that pressure not determine their decision, but let them uphold justice. I think that is just what we have to say as to this topic. So, guys, this one has been very controversial. Yesom Wiki is going to be heading the FCT. So people have reacted so much. As in, there are a lot of reaction, a lot. But like we all know that he's been compensated for, had helped the APC. We know when the APC chieftains went to Rivers State, they were like, when he told us he's going to do it, we asked him, are you really sure? Can you really do it? He said, don't worry, I will do it. And finally, he did it. They were praising him that
Yeah.
he promised them and he fulfilled that promise. Honestly, do you know these are politicians? They are not ashamed. Anyway, sometimes they don't even know when these words, this language is fall off their mouths, as in, but they keep exposing themselves. For you to come out openly and telling the world that Wike promised and he delivered, that even when he promised, they were doubting, will he be able? And he told them that, don't worry, I'll be Gloria, I don't know what you have to say. So finally, he has been rewarded. He's going to head
Yeah.
the FCT. And some people are saying that they said initially, APC said 25% for the FCT is not mandatory, it's not necessary. But you can see the strategy. Now they are understanding that it's very, very important. And they are setting somebody that they know that will overpower any other person. Should
Mm.
there be a rerun or should this election be cancelled, they have a very key figure in the FCT. But honestly, all these things happened, then it can't happen now again. With what obedience know today, with what Nigerians know today, I don't think some of the things that happened during this election can still occur again. Gloria, I don't know what you have to say about this.
Yes, concerning what they said, that's APC to Wike. Before now, most times they always expose themselves from the statements they usually make. But Nigerians, we don't really used to pay attention to them before now. So most times they'll go for events and they will say those things, but we don't really used to pay attention to them. Just like what the CJN said then, that he was happy that Makinde was part of the G5 governor. Normally they will say those things and then it will just lie. We don't really used to pay attention. But now, with this case, with this ongoing election petition tribunal, our eyes are already opening. And what we saw in the February 25th election, everybody is just so attentive to what they are saying, to the statements they are making. And I believe that's one of the major reasons why we are beginning to know more about them and all the things they are capable of doing. Concerning Wiki, what I will just say about this is what people have been saying on the internet, even on Twitter. People have actually been speculating and saying that this is just to guard that territory in case there will be a rerun. They are preparing that. They know they lost in Abuja and that 25% is mandatory. They're already beginning to accept that and they don't want Tinubu to be disqualified. So if there's any other thing that will be done, let it be that we are going to go for a rerun. And then if we are going for a rerun, we have to place somebody in the FCT who has strength, somebody who has capacity, who will be able to fight for us. But like we have already seen, and like everybody is already saying, Abuja is not Rivers State. He had control in Rivers State because he had been their governor for like 8 years, and then he knows the nook and cranny of that place, and he used force and did everything they did during the presidential but this is the FCT. And I know that, like you just pointed out, with what Nigerians know, there is no way you can intimidate Nigerians again. When we go back for the rerun, any of their plans, all the formations they are trying to do so that they can put people in strategic places, putting Fabemi as the CGM, as the Minister of Justice, putting Wike in FCT and all of that so that they can get strong backings. I believe to a very large extent it's their formation, but it's not going to disrupt what we are going to do as Nigerians, even if there will be a rerun. Even if there will be a rerun, Nigerians will open their eyes, just the way they are watching the judiciary now. They'll open their eyes to watch INEC. I know that if for example there will be a rerun, Nigerians will not give INEC space. The whole excuses they were having then, we had a glitch, we had that. We saw that even during the February 25th election, most Nigerians had to even sleep in polling units because they just wanted to watch it. But I know this time around, if we will go back to the polls, it will be much intense because Nigerians will go out prepared to ensure that they see from the beginning to the ending of the election. So it's to them, they're actually creating information, but to Nigerians, our eyes are open. We know what they are doing, and I believe that we will not allow what they are doing to work out for them. So that's
Well
just it.
said. Thank you very much. So yeah, I didn't intend to share this slide because we are so Plateau State is planning for a 1 million man march.
Mm,
On this topic, all eyes on the judiciary. It's not only Plateau State. I think Obedience are planning for this across the
mm,
entire Nigeria. So different states will be holding theirs. But I think Plateau State has fixed a date
yeah.
for them to come out and march because we must send this signal to the judiciary. We must tell the judges that even though the billboards have been removed, Nigerians are still asking them to dispense justice. Therefore, all eyes are on them. So this hashtag is not dying anytime soon. If you go to Twitter, it's all over the place. So people want the judges to know that eyes are on them. Because some people were like saying that this the billboards have the tendency to like influence the judges or to put them under pressure when we know that it is the politicians that puts them under pressure, not billboards or the information that is being circulated out there. But obedience are saying that even if they remove the billboards, they can't remove their voice or their voices. And you can see they are now saying that this 1 million man march must hold. You can see the date is there. This is for Plateau State. Plateau State, are you ready? It is time to hit the streets. Monday, August 21st, 9 a.m. So it's going to happen across the Federation. Anywhere you are, try to find out the information for your own state because just like we did during the campaign season and all the 1 million man march that the obedience did even before the campaign actually started, honestly, we know how it went. Our prayer is that the politicians will not like send their talks to come and sabotage everything. Like we know things like that easily happen in Nigeria. So that should be our prayer. But as for the obedience, there is no going back in all this. So this guy is saying that he's sponsoring more t-shirts. He has really been doing a very good job, this Yusuf.
Mm,
He has really been doing right from the campaign season. So he's one of the people sponsoring this t-shirt of the thing, and he's adding more to all that he has already done before now. So this hashtag is not dying anytime soon. If they remove billboard, they've not removed our voices. We just have to keep talking. So, guys, yes, these are some of the things that we want to share with you guys for today. And we'll be concluding at this point. Don't forget that the main topic for tonight is we looked at the decision of the U.S. courts that they've mandated our president to come up with reasons why they shouldn't release his academic records to Atiku Abubakar. And like you can see on the screen there, his lawyer has gone to the US to defend him there, to tell the US not to release his record. And like we said, he shouldn't hide anything because for you to be a public figure, you should be ready to release, to open up to the public, to tell the public about yourself. So people want to know where Tinubu went attended his primary school, when he attended his secondary school, his actual age, you know, the record, his academic record in Chicago, because we all know at the time it was female while he's a male. They want to get all this information firsthand directly from the University of Chicago. So Atiku Abubakar has filed, that step in the US for them to release this, their mandate. They are telling the court to mandate the university to release this academic record. But our president does not want this record to be released. So the judge is telling him that we are giving you until the 23rd of August to tell us why you don't want your records to be released to Atiku Abubakar. And like we know, US is not Nigeria, because if it's Nigeria, anything can go. But US will want to be transparent as much as they can. So guys, that is all we have for you guys today. We want to say a very big thank you for joining us in today's live session. Please don't forget to give this video a like so that YouTube will recommend it for others to watch. That's the only way you support us. And please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that each time we upload a new video, you will be notified. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who joined us yesterday and also today. So Dr. Etelbert will be back tomorrow. Please do well to join us because we have a lot of information to share with you guys. I really want to appreciate you for being with us till the end of today's program. Thank you and God bless you. Good night.
Thank you.
Gloria,
Good night.
thanks too for all your beautiful contributions. Good night to you. Bye.
Bye.